Hi, I'm happy that you could tune into your favorite political show, Mukami. Now, in 2010, Kenyans overwhelmingly voted for the 2010 constitution, the constitution that you are currently implementing and enjoying. And one of the major factors that really attracted Kenyans, like myself, to vote yes for the constitution is the factor of devolution. Devolution is a word that has been said by our leaders, has been said by us as a common man. But then, do we really sit back and ask ourselves, 8 years down the line, what has devolution done? What have we achieved through devolution? And going forward, can we really sustain this devolution thing? But then I'm sitting here because I was looking through the county's budget for the financial year 2018-2019, and I can tell you that I don't know where our priorities are as a nation. I'll take a focus of a few counties. For example, one is Kiambu. Now, Kiambu is governed by Ferdinand Waititu, aka Baba Yao, and he has allocated 520 million Kenya shillings towards the Kiambu Youth Service. Now, the Kiambu Youth Service is an initiative by the governor himself that seeks to, rehabilitate alcoholics. So, 5,000 alcoholics have been enrolled in the program. Each day, they are paid 400 Kenya shillings. So, in a day, if you are doing the math with me, that is 2 million Kenya shillings. 2 million Kenyan shillings just going out to alcoholics. Well, it's not wrong to rehabilitate the youth, because the youth, we are looking at them being the next leaders, but then at what cost? What value? How sustainable is a project? According to NACADA, it had suggested that 44 million shillings is enough to build rehabilitation centers per county. You see? So we have 44 million Kenyan shillings, and then we have 520 million Kenyan shillings. Really? How sustainable is a project? Then there is a fear they are using the money to go back and feed, their problem. So are we encouraging or are we solving the matter? I was looking at the CDF allocations per constituency, and look at Kiambu, look at Lari, look at Riru, Kiamba. All those, they have been allocated about 86 million shillings. Now, if a full constituency can be allocated 86 million shillings, but you, with the initiative of rehabilitating the youth, you come with your 520 million shillings, there is no value. We cannot see the value of our money. That's a waste of taxpayers' money, and that's fraud right there. Now, Kilifi have set aside 114 million shillings for the construction of the deputy governor residence. 114 million shillings. Kilifi has been engulfed so much by poverty. We know the poverty index there, it's quite astonishing. You see, there's also the problem of young men involving themselves into drugs. I mean, why can't the county allocate enough money towards healthcare, towards fighting drugs and abuse, towards education, promoting education amongst its citizens, towards creating jobs, training programs that are meant to empower the citizens? Why do they have to allocate money to vanities? Kirinyaga County, the same. It's allocating 100 million, for the construction of the governor's residence, as if when they got into office, they were living in the forest, and now we have to build a house for them. Where are our priorities as a country? In Uasin Gishu, they have set aside 100 million. That is 50 million for the governor and 50 million for the deputy governor's residence. Well, if you look at the discrepancies between all those counties, you'd wonder, where is the assessment on why should we, allocate 80 or 50 or 100 million shillings? And that's taxpayers' money. Why do we have the senators in place? I mean, look at very, very many senators who continue to go quiet while the county governors misappropriate taxpayers' money. I don't think this is the right way to go. We should get serious, because we need quality service delivery, and we can only get it if our money is used properly. Still on matters devolution, last year, President Uhuru Kenyatta signed the Basic Education Amendment Act. This act, let me read what it states. It states that provide free, sufficient, and quality sanitary towels to every girl registered and enrolled in a public basic education institution who has reached puberty, and provide a safe and environmentally sound mechanism for disposal of the sanitary towels. Wow, a very wonderful, very good initiative, you know, because there have been complaints that girls do not go to school, or rather fail to go to school because they cannot access sanitary towels. In the news lately, or even on our social media, you've seen a lot of women reps, you know, buying sanitary towels for girls in their respective counties. Not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. But can we just, you know, peruse this matter through? The women rep are using the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, that is NGAF, that is set for them, to buy the sanitary towels for the girls. But from where I sit, I can see it's like two parallel programs that are running, sponsored by the same government, because it's either, you know, it's either the women rep do not know what or where to prioritize their NGAF money, or it's either people, especially in the Ministry of Education, are not heeding to the president's instruction. We would like to know what the Ministry of Education so far has done in terms of implementing this particular issue. We want to see whether is it a concerted effort between the Ministry of Education and the Women Reps Office, or is it like two programs run by the same government running same. Another thing that we should ask, even as they buy the sanitary towels, what quality are the sanitary towels? Because you know, it's also important to look at the health of our children, even as much as we're spending money. And we should know, the Women Reps Office should also tell us this is the amount of money that has been spent on this particular initiative. But my problem still remains, why are we running two similar initiatives supported by the same government? My take for today is, we really appreciate devolution, but as much as we appreciate devolution, there needs to be proper mechanisms that brings in, or that calls for accountability, especially on what county money is being used for, county government budgets are being allocated for, because that's where a lot of issues are. So we as citizens, we would be happy to know our money is going to the construction of a certain health center, towards the equipping of a certain hospital, towards the improvement of our livelihoods. We still have a long way to go as a country, you know, but then let's call a spade a spade. We need proper accountable leaders. The Senate should jump up on its role, it should come up out of their slumber and focus on oversighting counties on how they spend their money. Otherwise, the county governments will just run because they know, hey, we have nobody to oversight us. That's wrong. Counties need to wake up. We need an online portal where we can be able to access you and find out, are you doing your job? Or we just elected you to loot, steal, and eat our money and deliver nothing. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to your favorite political show, Mukami. Like, subscribe, and click on alert notifications. See you next time. Bye-bye.